Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can be alerted when new content is released. Enjoy the video.
And then you have the thought of the shower, and then there you are in the shower, and washing yourself the same routine ways that you always do. Tell our advanced students, look, either you're going to be defined by a vision of the future or the memories of the past. And Scientific American last year published an article that said, in memory, 50% of what you talk about in your past isn't even the truth. You make it up. Memory is creative. Are you listening? But I tell our advanced students, when you stop creating, it just means you're more in love with your past than you are with your future. That's all. But you know, that intelligence that's giving you life, the observer, you can develop a relationship with it. And when your will matches its will, and it has an amazing will, when your mind matches its mind, and it has an infinite mind, and when your love for life matches its love for life, it always answers the call. And what about the soul, huh? Soul's interest is the unknown, it's adventure. You know, we came from source, slowing down in density until we finally arrive in 3 dimensions. And why did we stop here? Tiramisu. Stopped here because of tiramisu. And all of a sudden we decide to make our way back up. And you know, you wake up in the morning, you come back to your senses, you glance over at the person laying next to you and you go, how did I get here? Then you sit there and you go like this, wait, let me think about all my problems. Oh, now I'm starting to feel like myself. Then what does everybody do after that? Come on, you all do it. You reach for your cell phone. You check your WhatsApp. You check your Twitter. You check your text. You do your Facebook. You tweet how tired you are. Then you check the news and you feel even worse. Then you check your email, then your other email. Then your Pinterest and your Snapchat and what else is there? I don't know, Instagram. And now you're ready because the personality is reaffirmed. And here we go. You get out of bed, the same side. You have the thought of the toilet, and there you are. You're in front of the toilet. Then you have the thought of the coffee maker and your coffee cup, yours. Nobody drinks coffee out of that cup. And then there you are, right in front of the coffee maker. And then you have the thought of the shower, and then there you are in the shower, and washing yourself the same routine ways that you always do. And then while you're in the shower, you're imaging what you're going to wear. So creative. And the next thing you know, you're dressed. And then you think of your car, and you're in your car. Then in your car, you drive to work the same way. You get to work, and you see the same people that push the same emotional buttons. You use your boss to reaffirm your addiction to judgment. You use your coworker to reaffirm your addiction to competition. You use your Facebook to reaffirm your addiction to insecurity. And all along, you're using your environment to remind you of who you are. Now, your personality is no longer creating your personal reality. It's your personal reality that's creating your personality, and you are victim to the circumstances in your life. And then you do the things that you can memorize and do so well, and then you stop at the grocery store, you buy your same food, you eat your same meals, you watch your same television shows. Then you get in front of the mirror. You do the lotions and the potions. And then you get in bed, you open up the book, you read one paragraph, and You wake up in the morning, and here we go again. Because a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that are acquired through frequent repetition. So a habit is when your body goes on autopilot. So if you've been doing that for 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years, your body is already programmed into a predictable future based on what it did in the past. As a matter of fact, we could take your yesterday and lift it up and set it on tomorrow. And that's called karma. That's it. But there's no unseen hand doing it to you. You're making the same choices, and the same behaviors, and the same experiences to reaffirm that same emotion that you call you. Are you with me still? Am I getting too close? So then, come on, reason this with me. If you're not in the process of being defined by a vision of the future, you are left with the old circuitry and the emotions of the past, and you will be predictable in your life. And by the way, if you're so structured in that routine, if the unknown landed in your lap, you would say, excuse me, can you come back tomorrow? This is going to really break up my day here. So then, finding the sweet spot of the generous present moment, I can tell you what it looks like in the heart and in the brain. I've seen it enough times, and we're able to predict it when it's going to happen. Because when you are truly present, you can't run a program. And if you are doing those same things every single day, and you're in that routine, the soul is watching reruns of the same television show. Wouldn't you get bored after a while? And it falls asleep on the couch. And the soul goes to sleep, and the ego takes over. And you crave the familiar. And the unknown is the soul's agenda. To journey back to source and tell stories of its adventure. And you tell me, if the soul is interested in the unknown and the adventure, if you're stuck on some emotion that's keeping you anchored to the past, the soul can't go to a new future. It means you have to overcome that emotion. Because the memory without the emotional charge is called wisdom. And that's the name of the game here, folks. And I don't care how wealthy you are, or how beautiful you are, or how successful you are, or how many friends you have, or how many degrees you have. If you haven't overcome that emotion in one lifetime, you haven't evolved. Because that emotion is keeping you connected to the past. And it is that emotion that is signaling the same gene in the same way. Your body is a protein-producing machine. And proteins are responsible for the structure and the function of your body. And every single cell in your body, except red blood cells, makes proteins. Your immune system makes immune proteins called antibodies. Your stomach cells make stomach proteins called enzymes. Your skin cells make skin proteins called collagen and elastin. Your muscle cells make muscle proteins called actin and myosin. And in order for your body to make a protein, a gene has to be regulated in the cell. Are you with me? Come on, is this too much? So they used to say, you're hardwired to be a certain way and you're doomed by your genes. That's a lie. We are marvels of adaptability and change. But if you're a scientist studying rats in an unchanging environment, you're not going to see many genetic changes or neurological changes. Would you agree? So then, genes are like Christmas tree lights. They're turning on and off all the time. And when they turn on, they upregulate, they make a healthy protein. And when they downregulate or turn off, they make a cheaper protein. And the central dogma in science was that genes create disease. Less than 5%, more like 1% of every person that's born with a genetic condition comes from birth, like Tay-Sachs disease, sickle cell anemia, type 1 diabetes. The other 95 to 99% is from lifestyle and behaviors. And so scientists that were going to map the human genome, they said, okay, there's 100,000 proteins that make up the body. So there should be 100,000 genes. There's 40,000 regulatory proteins that help make those proteins. So that's 40,000 more genes. So 100,000 plus 40,000 is 140,000 genes for every protein. When they mapped the human genome, 23,688 genes. You're 300 genes away from a chimpanzee. Some more than others, but roughly that. Because in one gene, you could have over 3,000 variations on that gene. And genes don't create disease. It's the environmental signal that signals the gene to instruct it and select it to make new proteins. But if you're thinking the same thoughts, making the same choices, demonstrating the same behaviors, creating the same experiences to produce the same emotions, you have the same lights on and the other lights off. And you're headed for a genetic destiny. Are you with me still? Take a group of stressed out executives. You teach them how to find the present moment. You teach them how to breathe. You teach them how to make a few different choices and to do a few different things. And you teach them how to express some suppressed emotions. And at the end of 8 weeks, they regulate 1,561 new genes. Over 800 genes for growth and repair. And just about 700 genes to downregulate inflammation and disease, turning on new lights, turning off old lights.